Monster X fans are called Mon Bebes. Is that not the cutest shit you've ever heard?
You are pranking me right now. That is not real.
No, it is
what?
real.
Mon Bebes?
Yeah, Mon Bebes.
I will gladly be a Mon Bebe. What? Of course I'll be a Mon Bebe. What? That's the cutest name ever.
Isn't it?
For a fandom.
Actually.
Hello there.
Hello.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Welcome to
the Actually
podcast. Woo! Yeah.
Actually.
Woo! Actually. Let's go.
Actually.
Woo!
Actually.
Yeah. It's fine. Actually. Woo!
I am not ready for this.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
With your hosts,
the wonderful Cobble.
And the amazing Katy.
Oh, yeah. Actually.
Yeah. Hello, and welcome to a new episode of the Actually podcast.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
That was a great
Yes.
introduction right there.
I know. That was
that was something.
great.
That was
Perfect.
Something. Mm-hmm.
Right. How are we doing today?
Doing good. As we're recording this, it is a Sunday, and I woke up at 8 a.m. this morning and immediately started playing Fortnite.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, as one does.
Yeah, of course.
I stayed up last night till 3 a.m. playing dodgeball game and editing a video for my YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm. Your YouTube channel, which is
Mr. Cobble Wobbles. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just a little plug. Subscribe.
Just a little plug, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, I'm Cobble, variety streamer on Twitch, YouTuber, aspiring writer, podcaster,
Busy
yeah, I think that's
boy.
it.
Mm-hmm. Cat dad. Don't forget that.
Cat dad.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I am Katy. And I am also a variety streamer. And Fortnite Gremlin. That's me.
Fortnite Gremlin.
That's what you need to know about me. It's my full-time occupation. Everything
Fortnite
else,
Gremlin.
Everything else comes second to Fortnite in my life.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Adam is gonna be very happy to hear that.
Yeah, sorry, Adam. Sorry. So how's your weekend been so far? I seen this morning that you posted a photo of some nice lasagna on your Twitter.
Oh yeah, I made lasagna yesterday. So yesterday we recorded our first episode, which went live last week for the people listening.
Yes.
And after that, like I immediately started on my pasta dough.
Ooh.
And
from scratch? Wait, you make
from scratch.
You make the dough?
Yes, I make the dough.
I didn't know this. Wow.
Of course I make the dough. What are you talking about?
What?
It's not that difficult. Like pasta dough is not difficult at all.
It's just effort though.
It's effort, yeah. Like you have to knead it for like 10 minutes straight.
Wow.
Yeah, and I don't have like I'm not rich enough to afford like one of those kitchen robots that like, knead it for you.
Right.
Because that's a thing.
That's a thing.
That's a thing.
Wow.
And
okay.
Those things are freaking expensive if you want like a decent one.
Can imagine kitchen robot being.
Yeah, I'll buy a kitchen robot when I'm like freaking 70 years old and I can't like knead my dough anymore. That sounded very, very weird.
Yeah, it's a good life plan. That's a good life plan. I support it.
Yeah. So yeah,
Mhm.
I made my lasagna. It was delicious. It was a vegetarian lasagna with vegetarian minced meat. But
Nice.
it's always so weird that they call it vegetarian minced meat. It's not meat.
Yeah. But what else would they call it though?
I don't know. I don't know it. I don't know. I don't know.
I love
but
a vegetarian
there has to be something
lasagna.
else.
I don't really
Yeah, it was really good.
don't really like minced meat, so like vegetarian lasagna is usually what I go for. So
You not liking minced meat does not surprise me in the slightest.
we're not gonna have this conversation. Okay,
We're not gonna go into how picky of an eater Katy is. Right.
I feel like you could have called me out for this in every episode. I swear.
I am. This is my master plan.
The audacity of this man. Well, after we recorded yesterday, I took the fattest nap, and yeah, I was asleep for like 3 hours or something. It was
oh my god, that's what we call a danger nap, y'all.
That was a danger nap.
That I sent you something. I think it was for the intro jingle of our podcast, and you were just like, I'm here. What?
Yeah, that happened. Yeah. I woke up at like, I think it was like 8:30 at night, which is not good. And it was one of those kind of naps where it's like, I just forgot who I was for a second. And then sometimes when I wake up from naps, I'm really emotional. So Adam and I watched the newest episode of this K-drama I'm watching right now. And my God, my emotions. So
rip.
Yeah, rip to the emotions.
Yeah. Great.
Mm-hmm.
We here at the Ackshully podcast. That sounds so professional.
It does, because we are we're professionals.
We're professionals. We're definitely
in all aspects.
We haven't
of life.
had like yesterday when we were recording the first episode. We definitely didn't have any technical issues.
No,
like before recording, we definitely
no.
But we here at the Ackshully podcast, we do a little word game, a word search game. Throughout every episode. So throughout the entire runtime of the episode, there will be random letters like dropped in between. And if you collect those letters, it'll become a word. And last episode, that word was...
What was it?
Berenstein.
Hell yeah.
It was Berenstein, referring to the Berenstein conspiracy theory about the Berenstain Bears. And it was the wrong spelling of the Berenstain Bears.
Yeah.
That was the word. So congratulations if you got that. That's really nice. It's really good.
Applause. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's insert applause.
Yes.
Insert applause. Yes. Right. So yeah, well done. This episode will have another word search, obviously.
Yeah.
And the word always. Oh, there's a cat. There's a cat hijacking the podcast.
We have a guest this week.
We have a guest this week. Bolin, tell us about yourself. Meow. Right.
That was emotional, inspiring, motivating. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna be the same after that. Thank you, Bolin.
Thank
you.
So what I was saying was, the word this week will, of course, again have a correlation with the theme of this week's episode, which is
it's K-pop. It is
K-pop.
It's K-pop.
S-E.
I'm very excited. Like I said last episode, it is my life goal to turn Cobble into a K-pop stan. So that is what I'm gonna attempt to do. And yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Right.
But before we get into that though, Cobble has been staying up very late, playing a certain game.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And every week on the podcast, we like to highlight a TV show, a movie, or a game, and we want to talk about a game. And I have picked the game, but I just wouldn't feel right picking any other game other than the dodgeball game, because we keep we keep talking about this, and yeah, I thought it would
the dodgeball game. I love how like everyone I know is calling it the dodgeball game now.
The actual name is like, Knockout City.
Yeah, the actual name of the game is Knockout. Don't Google the dodgeball game.
I mean,
it's
you might find it.
I mean, yeah, I think. Wait, let's test that out right now. The dodgeball game.
It'll probably just tell you about like dodgeball.
Yeah. You find Knockout City. You found Knockout. Yeah. Right. You find it.
There you go.
So, yeah. Freaking the dodgeball game. Knockout City. I'm a little addicted.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Just a little bit. This game is what for Cobble what Fortnite is to me. He's a dodgeball game gremlin. I'm a Fortnite gremlin. Yeah. So
definitely.
But it is a really good game, and I love games like this that you can just play with friends. I know you've been playing it alone. I don't know if I'd play it alone. But playing these types of games with friends gives me so much serotonin. It's very fun. We've played it together, and I'm bad at it. But no,
you're not. You're just average at it.
Oh,
you're not.
You should have just said bad. Like, yeah.
No. You're not bad at it. Legit. You're not bad at it. Like, I have played with people that are bad at it, and it's...
You're average. I'm never going to forget you said that. I would never...
No. I mean, at the dodgeball game. You have to play more. You have to play more to, like...
Okay.
Become a pro like me. No, I'm not a pro either. I'm not a pro either.
Says the man that went from, what, level 5 or level 3 to level 15 in, like... What was it? Couple of hours? Was it a couple of hours?
It might have been a couple of hours, yeah. Right now, I'm street rank 57.
Nice. Street ranks are the levels in the game.
Yeah. Maybe we should also explain what the game is.
Yeah, I'll let you.
We haven't explained what it is.
Yeah. We've just called it the dodgeball. I'll let you. You
yes.
Tell the listeners what this game is.
So the dodgeball game, aka Knockout City, you play dodgeball. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, it's not exactly like Fortnite.
Yeah, no.
But it's like Fortnite with dodgeball. It kind of
so
is.
Like you play dodgeball, and there's every match there's a special ball in the game. You can have a moon ball, which makes you like float like on the moon. There is a cage ball with which you can cage enemies and then throw them off the map to kill them. There is a bomb ball that like starts ticking off once you pick it up, and it explodes once the timer runs out.
Yeah.
The most definitely.
Yeah.
There's the sniper ball that you can like charge up, and then it's like a super fast sniper shot.
Yeah.
You have the multi-ball that has like 3 balls.
Yeah, the multi-ball is OP.
It's super fun.
I like it.
It's super fun. Yeah, super fun. And you can also throw with your teammates. Like your teammate can become a ball,
which is great. We had the happiness that we felt when we found out we could do this. It was great. It was really good.
But it's really fun. I don't know if like by the time this episode comes out, if they still have like a free trial on Steam and PlayStation, but if there is, like, try it out. There's no hurt in trying it out. And if you like it, you can decide to buy it. You can play up until rank 25, I think, which is a really long time. Like you'll be able to play a few hours at least before you reach it. And like, it's really fun.
It's very fun.
And you can play like casual. There's a 3v3 mode, which is the base mode. And then there's like a 4v4 mode and like a mode where you have to collect coins. And there's also ranked games as well. You can play ranked dodgeball where you rank in a 3v3 mode or in a 1v1 mode. And like those ranks are different from each other as well. You can have like for instance, you can be bronze on 3v3, but gold on 1v1, for instance.
Right.
And it's really fun.
It's very
I like
fun.
it.
It's very fun.
And there's like a bunch of stuff in the store to customize your character, and you unlock stuff via the battle pass kind of thing in it as well.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
It's very fun.
Yeah.
And just if you enjoy chaotic games with your friends, it's pretty perfect.
It's definitely perfect for that. Definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So yeah. Try out the dodgeball game and
the dodgeball game.
Yeah, let us know what you think of it if you try it. Yeah.
Let's do it. Yeah. Let's play right now. Speaking
of games, because we are gamers.
Yes.
There was a game that actually got me into K-pop. Is how it started how it started all of this for me.
Really?
And so that segues very nicely into our main
very
topic.
nice. I have to say, very nice.
Thank you.
What was the game like? What?
Right. Let me give you some backstory to this. All right. So I mean, I love music. Right. I used to write for an online music publication, and I love music. For some reason, I don't know. I just like never dived into the world of K-pop. Don't know why. Not for any particular reason. But this is okay. So Dead by Daylight is a game that I play sometimes. Haven't played it much recently, but anyway. So every now and again, Dead by Daylight brings out some DLC with new killers, new survivors. It is a horror survival-based game where you basically have to escape from a killer if you don't know what it is. And they brought out this one pack called All Kill, and it's based on K-pop. And the killer in the All Kill DLC for Dead by Daylight is called the Trickster. And
is that the DLC that you bought for me so that I could be the trickster while hunting you?
Yes.
And that you were just like, oh my God.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the very, very one. So basically this DLC was announced, and I mean, I have a tendency to just fall in love with video game characters. It happens.
Valid.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, okay, I see. And my friend Kirsten, who's one of my moderators on Twitch, but one of my very best friends, she was like, hey, that character actually looks like a K-pop idol, like a real life K-pop idol. And I was like, excuse me? Let me see. So I'm going to send you a picture. And we'll Cobble in editing will insert this into a video. We'll also like tweet it. So, you know, you can see. I'm going to send you a picture of the Trickster.
The Trickster?
Yeah.
I know what the Trickster looks like, I think.
Yeah,
but it's probably for comparison's sake, right?
Yeah. So he's
hot.
Yeah.
Like he's hot.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's a killer, but he's hot. He is. Yeah. So
I would let him kill me. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I would chase him. He wouldn't have to chase me. And this is the K-pop idol that Kirsten pointed me in the direction of. It's not like confirmed that the Trickster is based off of this idol.
Oh, but I can see the comparisons.
Yeah. So for anyone listening,
even the ear, the ear thing. What do you call that?
Like an earring.
An earring, yeah. I forgot what an earring was called.
You're fine.
Right?
You're so valid. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I totally see it. I totally see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for anyone listening, the idol that Kirsten pointed me in the direction of is Hongjun from ateez. And as soon as Kirsten showed me this photo of this man, I was like, Kirsten, I am ready to dive into the world of K-pop. And that night on voice chat on Discord, we sat for, I'm not even gonna lie, like 6 hours watching K-pop videos. And my life hasn't been the same since. That was like 3 months ago. And yeah. And now you're a K-pop stan. I am a K-pop stan. Yes. So my gateway to K-pop was Dead by Daylight.
That's really... I don't think that's how most people get into K-pop.
I don't think so. I don't think
so, yeah. Yeah.
But your gateway to K-pop, Cobble, is going to be this podcast.
It's going to be this podcast.
Because you're not going to be the same after.
I mean, like, you've already, like, sent me songs and stuff and pictures and like the other day on your stream you were playing Fortnite and I was like, you know what, Katy, if you win a game during the stream, like even if it's with other people, but you have to survive the game and win it, I'll listen to BTS the entire evening. That's what I said.
Yeah.
And like I think I went to play badminton then because I couldn't. I had to go play badminton, so I couldn't watch the stream. And as soon as badminton practice ended, like I got outside of like the sporting complex, I checked my phone and I had like 10 messages. Like I had 5 messages on Discord and then like 5 more tags on Twitter with "It's BTS night for you, love."
I love that. I love that.
And I was like, okay, so Katy won a match of Fortnite on her stream today. All right, fine. Yeah,
I actually
and then I won 2. And then I
2.
Yeah, right. And then I did it. I listened to BTS the entire evening whilst playing the dodgeball game.
Of course. I feel like BTS would be a good thing to listen to while you play the dodgeball game.
Yeah, it was chill. It was good.
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed more songs than I thought I would.
Yeah.
Like there were songs in there that I was like, not sure about this one. Okay. But there were songs that I was like just straight up vibing to, and Cleo doesn't want to admit it, but she was vibing to one with Bolin as well.
I love that.
So
I love that so much.
There's that.
That's great. Yeah. So I have been trying. Like I've been trying already. And as soon as we came up with the idea to do this podcast, I was like, we are doing a K-pop episode. We're doing a K-pop episode.
And I was like, Katy, come on, really?
No, you didn't.
No, I was not. I was just like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
You're very supportive friends. It's very nice. It's very nice.
You gotta support your friends. You gotta support them.
You can't be making people feel bad about things that they like. That's no fun.
Exactly.
So I have roped Cobble into talking about K-pop for an entire episode, and I'm very excited about it. So there's a lot we could talk about, and I have like a lot of this information lives in my brain, because one thing that you need to know about me is that when I like something, I just can't like things casually. It just doesn't happen. I either like it a lot and get like extremely invested, or I'm like indifferent about it. Right.
I was just gonna say I was gonna use the exact same wording to describe you. Like you don't just enjoy stuff. You just freaking love stuff, or you're just like,
yeah,
yeah,
you know, it's true.
That's you.
Yeah, it's one or the other, and so a lot of this information lives in my brain. I could talk about this for 6 to 12 hours. However, for the sake of the podcast, I have reined it in a little bit and
reined it in.
Yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit about like what it is, some of my favorite groups, and just some like interesting sides of the K-pop industry that you kind of can't ignore. So, first of all, Cobble.
Right.
Before I started talking...
Before we go into this, how much research did you write down?
Well, it it has been cut down, but I do have 1,500 words.
Yeah, right.
That was cut down from it was halved, so
it was.
I had 3,000 words.
Right. And to be clear, like you just like write down keywords and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So like that's 1,500 keywords to talk about. I just want to clarify.
It's fine. Listen.
I just want to clarify. She cut it down from like over 3,000. Right. Yes.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
I'm ready. I'm ready to embrace the K-popness.
Just for just to get you a little bit prepared, I'm gonna ask you some things, and I'm gonna see where your knowledge is at, and then I'll tell you a little bit more, right? So
my knowledge about K-pop, right? Okay.
Yeah. So before you met me and I started talking to K-pop about you,
yes.
Like, what did you think K-pop was? Like, what did you think K-pop stood for? What was K-pop in your mind?
In my mind, K-pop was Korean pop music.
Right.
And like I had heard a few songs before, which I did not enjoy at all.
Right.
For some reason. Like it was very...
Do you know who it was?
I mean, it's very different from like the music that we hear like on the radio, which is like mostly the things that I listen to. And like if I listen to like my own, like the things that I like, it's usually always the same stuff. Like I always keep myself contained to like the same artists. Right. And I really have to be like introduced to somebody by someone to actually like, listen to their music and see if I really like it. And then I'll also just like add that to my library of songs that I play on repeat,
Yeah.
Like I listen to a lot of like Panic at the Disco, 21 Pilots, Jason Mraz, on repeat, Janet Devlin. Janet Devlin is amazing.
Shout out, she's from Northern Ireland. Let's go.
Yes. So like those artists are like the big four that just play on repeat on my Spotify. And I like outside of that, I don't really travel outside of that bubble a lot,
right?
Except for when I like listen to the radio, and sometimes Cleo will have like a new indie band or whatever that she listens to. And sometimes I'll discover someone on TikTok that I'll then listen to. But like, I don't really search for specific genres because I am someone that is of the opinion that every genre has its gems. And like every genre of music will have a song that you will enjoy. Like that's my philosophy.
Yeah.
Around music, like there's genres that I absolutely hate. Like I despise dubstep. It's something that I just can't. I can't listen to it.
Valid.
But I'm probably like, there's probably a dubstep song out there that I would like.
Yeah.
I just haven't found it.
Yeah. Valid.
And like, that's how I think about music. But as I said, like, I don't really like search for stuff. Like I really have to have people that are like, yo, have you heard about this band? Or have you heard about this song or whatever? Like I really have to have someone that like,
I get that.
Forces me to expand my horizons.
I get that. Because when I was growing up, like I was a big emo child. Fall Out Boy, My Chemical Romance, Panic at the Disco, they were my life.
Right.
And I have liked a lot of music. Like I seem to always like go between genres, but I'd always stick to like what I know in terms of artists. But Adam is really into music, and Adam is the type of person, and I feel like before I met him, I never had the patience to do this, but Adam would literally spend like a couple of hours just like finding new artists. Like he will go on Spotify and do like a deep dive, and he has found some incredible stuff and introduced it to me because he has the patience to like sift through Spotify and find some really cool stuff. So
I can't do that.
I can't do that either. So a lot of my recommendations I get from Adam, and I've got a little bit better at doing that sometimes, but I am the type of person where if I like an artist, or particularly if I like a song, I will listen to that on repeat until I cannot anymore.
That sounds very, very, very familiar.
Yeah.
Like I did that a lot as well in the past, where you just like, you really like one song and you just play it on repeat, on repeat, on repeat. Yeah. And then there's like a time where you're like, okay, I'm sick of it actually.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then you hear it on the radio and like Cleo's like, oh, that's that song you like. And I'm like,
I hate it now.
But then like after some time you'll appreciate it again, but it takes some time to heal.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you gotta have that recovery period for sure.
Yeah.
So well, K-pop, it does stand, a lot of people think it stands for just Korean pop music.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
It's Korean popular music. So it's
popular. Oh, yeah. Okay.
So it's actually in kind of like the 90s when K-pop really started to take off, it was primarily pop. However, it is shifted, and K-pop is more like of an umbrella term now for all genres. So pop, rap, rock, etc. So there's a lot to it. But for this podcast, like we will mainly just talk about the specific sub mode of K-pop, which is idol pop. Korean idols.
Right.
So, speaking of idols, what was the first K-pop group that you ever heard of?
BTS.
Of course.
Yeah. Some people might know this, some people might not, but I studied to become a teacher. I studied for 4 years to become an English/computer science teacher, and then realized that I didn't want to do it, which was painful. Now I'm a part-time streamer, content creator and digital marketeer. And like in my time, like teaching classes during internships and stuff, and briefly during the period where I was employed at a school, and then realized that I didn't want to do it. I had someone in one of my classes that was super into K-pop.
Nice.
And like you said, like idol pop. And like, now that I think about it, because like you've sent me into like a BTS like direction, but you also like were like, yo, listen to Monsta X. And now that I think about it, like that girl actually also talked about BTS and Monsta X.
Oh, taste. We could be friends. I would be friends with her.
And like, but the first thing that she said was BTS, because that's like, I guess the most popular.
Yeah. So, I mean, BTS, like probably the groups that you like, if you're not super into K-pop, the groups you've probably heard of are BTS and maybe Blackpink. Blackpink are a girl group. Like these two groups like really, really threw K-pop into the mainstream and globalized it, like made it huge, especially in the US. So speaking of groups, that's like the most popular form of, I guess, idol pop at the moment. There's also, you can get soloists and duos and trios, but it's the groups that are like the big thing. The
most popular.
Yeah. So, the groups range from all different kinds of sizes, from 4 to 13. There's a group that has
13.
There's a group that has 23 members in it.
23. 3?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How do you balance that out?
Well, the groups that have bigger, like more members in it like that will sometimes have subunits, and they will release their own stuff. So you'll have like the big group stuff, and then you'll have the subunits. It's a lot. Like it's a lot.
What?
Yeah.
That sounds so weird to me.
Yeah. It's wild.
Like,
it's wild.
What?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. A.
So usually idol groups will be either strictly boy groups or girl groups. And there's for reasons for that, but we'll get into that later. There's also groups that are like a mixture of boys and girls. There's one group called Card, and they have boys and girls, but that's sort of like a new thing that's very, very new and never used to be like the norm. So a lot of the groups that I like, because there's not too many that have a mixture, are either strictly boy groups or strictly girl groups.
Right. Right. Okay.
So the closest equivalent to like a Korean idol for us would be like a Disney kid, you know, like a Disney star, Miley Cyrus, that kind of thing, right? Usually they will. So Korean like children, they can start from like when they're kids, preteens, teenagers, and they will audition for to be an idol. They'll audition to be part of groups.
Like, that's so freaking weird to me. Like, so you're telling me that they're organizing auditions and that they handpick people and just shove them in a group and just make them work somehow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and like push them to the public and just like, here's the new big thing.
Yeah.
That's so freaking weird to me.
There's like, so with a lot of good stuff in K-pop, the industry has a lot of flaws, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later. But it is like, especially the training that they have to do to actually debut as a K-pop group is grueling. Like, they have to go through such strict training to be able to be part of a group that debuts.
Wild. Like, that's so wild.
Yeah. So a lot of teenagers that want to be idols will audition. Some can be scouted if they're particularly aesthetically pleasing.
Right.
There is a member of BTS. His name is Jin, and he was actually scouted by BTS's company just getting off a bus. He was getting off a bus, and they were like, "Yep, he should become an idol.
He should become an idol. He looks pretty."
So, yeah, and
that's so weird to me. That's so weird to me.
Yeah,
like, imagine you just get off a bus and like a random person approaches you, like, "You have to be an idol." Oh my god, yeah! Like,
that just kind of speaks to how, I mean, beautiful BTS are. I suppose how beautiful some idols are. It's it's quite, I mean, quite intimidating, actually.
It is.
So,
I'm not gonna.
Another way that they can join a group is through survival shows.
Survival shows?
Yes. So think of it like, have you ever seen The Voice? Or do you know what The Voice is?
Right? Yeah, we have the voice. We have the voice Flanders here in Belgium.
Right. So it's sort of like The Voice. So it's like a survival show. Either could be run by like one company, or multiple companies will back, like specific groups of their choosing. And they have to just survive this like competition, like talent show, and the winner becomes a group that gets to debut. And that's how a lot of groups, well, I say a lot, but that's how a few groups that I like have been formed. Monster X formed through a survival show.
Wow.
And these, those survival shows are wild. Again, just grueling for them to go through that.
I enjoy, I'm not gonna lie, I enjoy watching The Voice occasionally. Especially like the audition rounds are always very interesting to me, like to see like all these different people like perform and like try to be chosen by one of the coaches or whatever. Like I always enjoy that, but after that I kind of like check out unless there's someone participating that I know.
Yeah,
because that's happened before. Like one of my old classmates in high school participated in The Voice.
Wow.
And she actually won.
She won?
Yes, she won.
Wow.
Freaking lit.
Oh, that's cool.
Super beautiful voice.
Wow, that's so cool.
And like I was super happy but like the sad part is that like they'll be like super trending and popular for like a few months after.
Yeah.
And then you basically don't really hear from them again, which is like such a shame, because I think like especially her, like she would be able to make great music. But yeah, like I'm not gonna lie, I enjoy watching those types of shows, but I've never seen one like for like K-pop idols.
Yeah. And
I'm not sure how I would handle that.
Yeah. Well, I've never actually personally watched one myself. They obviously air in Korea. There's one called The Unit, and I think The Unit is the one that Monster X was formed on. And there was some drama with Monster X because the member that is my favorite, he actually joined the show late, and the other members didn't want him there. They were like, we don't want this newcomer, but yeah, they won and they're fine now. But yeah, the shows are just
okay. They
have to work so hard, and usually, like I'm gonna talk about the roles of the groups, like the roles that each member has.
Right.
But when they're on these survival shows, they really have to be like very, very multifaceted. Like not only do they have to be aesthetically beautiful, but they have to be good at like everything: dancing, singing, rapping, everything. So it's a lot. It's a lot.
Could not be me.
No. No. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, the groups, they have different roles, and this teaches you a little bit of K-pop terminology.
Right. Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Gonna learn some new things.
Do I have to do like a pop quiz at the end or something?
I'm just gonna ask you what like you think these certain things mean.
Right.
But I mean, the first one is very self-explanatory because every group has a leader and
a leader.
Yeah. So this member is considered the primary mentor for the other band members. And they'll usually be like the spokesperson in interviews and stuff like that. They'll usually be one, if not the oldest, but one of the oldest members. And they'll have they'll be like the senior to the rest of the group.
Right. The big person.
Yeah. So then there's also the visual. What do you think a visual is?
The visual?
Yes. What do you think that is?
I'm just like, okay, so you have the leader who leads the pack.
Yes.
And then you got the visual who's there to be the most attractive person.
Yes, well done.
I guess.
Let's go.
But like,
I thought you were gonna go down the route of like, they're the visionary. They make all of the ideas.
But like, I just like being the most attractive is subjective, right?
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like.
It is something that it can be set, but it's also something that can change, and it's something that is widely disputed amongst fans because like,
it's
totally subjective.
Like, everyone has their own tastes as well, right?
Yeah.
In terms of like how someone presents themselves and whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel it's just a weird concept to me that they like put that role on someone while that you have to be aware that not everyone's going to think that.
Yeah.
Like,
true.
It's just weird.
It's
wild.
Very subjective. And this description actually says fans debate who the visual members actually are. Yeah.
Right.
But the visual will usually be, considered the most or one of the most attractive members of the group. And they will maybe be, very apparent in photo shoots and all that kind of stuff.
Of course. But like, I don't really understand the whole like obsession that industry has with all of their idols needing to be like super attractive and super hot and sexy, and because what's most important to me with music is that I like the music. And that I like enjoy the personalities of the people performing the music. Like that's what I like. I don't really care about how someone looks in a band, or
it's very much,
I mean, it's a nice plus, I guess. Like it's a nice plus, obviously. Like I'm like I mean, then I like a pretty person.
Yeah.
As anyone does, I think. But for me, that's not something that's like the most important thing, and it seems to be one of the most important things in that industry.
Yeah. So that's like, I mean, it's kind of one of the, I wouldn't say like really dark sides of K-pop, but it contributes to a dark side of it. And I guess the best way to explain it is just the fact that they think that the more beautiful they are, the easier they are to market. And it's very, very like fangirl, fanboy kind of culture, like stan culture.
Yeah.
It thrives on that. So yeah. It's
right.
It's very like, I can't imagine the pressure that they have to undergo to just,
I don't even want to think about that.
Yeah.
Like, to be constantly busy with how do I look, how do I present, how do I, like, am I still like attractive enough to be on this group and stuff? Like, I think the pressure that comes with that is freaking insane.
And also just like, because there's things like the visual, right? And fans debate that. Like, I can just imagine if you're an idol, you can't go on and read stuff about yourself, because
no.
People are
people can be assholes.
Yeah. Pretty much. That's that's it. It's so it's like, it kind of ties into like stan culture, and it's like these are like real people that exist, and people just forget that these people like are existing. And just,
but I find it totally weird that someone actually like idolizes someone, like if they can't do anything wrong and they're the perfect person. And I'm always careful with that, because like I've done that in the past.
Same. Yeah, I think we all have.
Like I had an actor that I really, really looked up to, and like really, 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 really good acting performances. And I'm just gonna say it. I was a big fan of Kevin Spacey.
Right.
Like, not the most attractive man or anything, not by a long shot. But like, he was a really, really good actor. And like, one of my favorite shows back when it came out on Netflix was House of Cards.
Yeah.
Where he played like the president of the United States. And like, it was a really good show, really well acted, and I was a big fan of his. And then, turns out that he's a really freaking,
terrible
like, he's
person.
a dick.
Yeah.
He's a horrible person that like sexually assaulted people and like sexually pressured people into doing something because he was the lead of the show and stuff. And like, and that really taught me like, don't idolize people.
No, it's so dangerous. I understand.
Because you don't know. You don't know.
Yeah. It's such a, even like, I feel like it's even more prevalent now, especially with like Stan Twitter and stuff being like such a huge thing. But I mean, when I was younger, like I idolized people, and it's just dangerous. Like it puts a lot of pressure on those people to just be like 100% perfect. One of my favorite songs is actually called Idol Worship by Paramore, and Hayley Williams in that song talks about like, she just don't call her your idol. Like, she's not your role model. Yeah. And I think it's a very good song that a lot of people should listen to, because like when you put someone on a pedestal, like people are human beings and they are gonna disappoint you.
They'll have they'll have flaws. Like,
I mean, people have way bigger flaws than others for sure, but everyone is human, and it's just so dangerous to think that someone is, I hate the term like unproblematic king or unproblematic queen.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Because you don't know. You don't know those people.
You don't.
Like,
you don't. No.
You don't.
No.
You really don't. Like, I follow an actor on Twitter, Rahul Kohli. I don't know if you know him.
Yeah, he was in
but he played Ravi in iZombie, and he also had a big role in The Haunting of Bly Manor.
Yes, I love that. He was great in it.
Very, very attractive man.
Yes, he's beautiful.
He's beautiful man. But like I look up to him, but I also don't like put him on a pedestal or anything.
No.
And he's also talked about, like, he speaks up about social issues and stuff on his Twitter and stuff as well. And like he gets reactions then like, oh yeah, I'm problematic king and amazing person, and like he couldn't do anything wrong. And I think he retweeted one of those comments once saying like, I'm just a bloke.
Yeah.
I'm just a random bloke, and I've done shitty things.
Yeah.
And everyone's done shitty things.
100%.
And you shouldn't put me on a pedestal like that.
Yeah.
Like I'm just a regular old bloke trying to act and stuff.
Yeah.
And like try to be a decent human being, but I'm not always a decent human being. Like no one is.
Yeah. It's something that also like can really hinder growth. Like if you don't give people the room to grow, then they just can't. So it's just really dangerous. But the thing with K-pop is that it's kind of getting better, but that's very much a thing. Like idols are supposed to be seen as like
perfection,
basically. Yeah. And that I will touch more on that a little bit later, but that just adds to a little bit of the darker side of the industry, which thankfully is changing a little bit. But with it changing in the industry, it also needs to change within fandoms.
The fandoms, yeah.
So, anyways, back to to finish the roles.
Right. So we got the leader, we got the visual.
Yes, and then with all of that, you also have the dance lines, the vocal lines, and the rap lines.
Vocal lines and the rap lines.
Yes.
Okay, so those are members that do mainly the main vocals, mainly the dance moves.
Yes.
And then probably like the rap bits in songs and stuff.
Yeah. So like with K-pop, it's sort of like, you know, there's hella catchy songs, and it is, the music is great. I feel like I've always been like this with music. For some reason, like I will like a song, right? But if it has a music video, like I will like it 10 times more after I've watched the music video. And K-pop is sort of like that. Like the one of the biggest things in K-pop is the dancing. There's so much dancing and so much choreography in K-pop. So dance is like a hugely important thing, and all of the members will dance like 99% of the time, but there will be the dance line who are like the main dancers that will be up front for any like complicated choreography.
But see, this I understand. Like those roles, like vocals,
Mm-hmm.
like vocalists and dancers, and then the rappers, like those roles make sense to me.
Yeah.
Because those play in on like the strengths of those members.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that makes sense to me. But like things like the visual, like
yeah.
you know, like
they're marketing.
Yeah. So like the whole like he's good at rapping, let's give him the role of like, you know, rap line, and then like she's good at like really, really good at singing, like we'll make her the main vocalist or whatever. Like I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah. It's pretty straightforward. And like with most of the groups, like I said, they're all extremely talented. Like these are people that have been through years and years and years and years and years of like grueling training, and they are good at everything. But
my God,
they will have their strengths, and those are their strengths. The last, but certainly not least, actual main role, and this is really cute. One of the main roles of a K-pop group is what's called the maknae.
The what?
Do you have any idea what a maknae could be?
A maknae?
Yeah. I don't think you'll guess it, but
a maknae. Someone who's like, oh, an Apple Mac. Nay. No Apple Mac. No,
Cobble.
Is that it?
No, absolutely not.
I have no idea what a maknae is.
A maknae is the youngest member of the group. It's the baby of the group.
Why is it called the baby?
It's the baby of the group. It's just the youngest member of the group. And
just the youngest member.
Yeah.
Why is it called maknae?
It's the Korean term for it. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So sometimes they'll have like a specific. This is the maknae of the group. For example, Monster X, my boy I Am, is the maknae of the group. Or they could have a maknae line, and they have like the youngest members of the group are the maknae line. And
line.
Yeah,
oh.
It's just cute. It kind of differentiates between like, because a big thing in Korean culture is respecting those who are seniors to you. So the maknae members, you know, they have to speak in certain ways to the older members of the group, and it kind of differentiates between those things.
That's also so weird. I mean, I'm all for respecting elders, obviously, but like,
it's just a huge. It's a huge.
It's just
cultural
a few
difference.
years. They're just a few. They're just a few years older.
Yeah. But
okay.
Yeah.
And they have to address them in certain, like, master. Hello.
Master.
Like how do they address them differently?
Usually they will use like certain terms. I'm not even going to try to pronounce them because I don't want to butcher it, because I can't speak Korean, but they'll use certain terms to it's kind of like a more of a formal language of saying sort of like older brother, especially within boy groups.
So weird.
Yeah, it's just a sign of respect. Yeah.
I mean, it's also a culture thing.
Yeah, a big culture thing. Yeah.
Like I've not traveled to Korea or whatever, but I have traveled to China, and there you also have like this culture of like respecting your elders, but also like within a family, like if you have like an older brother or an older sister, like you have to, like there's a certain way you have to address them.
Yeah.
And, like you can't, like there's a very different way of how we like view like younger and older brothers and sisters and siblings here in like the Western part of the world. Because like my younger brother, like I just take the piss in it, and he does the same thing to me. Like that's something that wouldn't happen over there.
Yeah.
And that's interesting.
It is.
It's interesting to me.
I find it really fascinating to learn just about different cultures, and I think it's cool to just like, I don't know, that like just complete difference. I just find it I find it fascinating.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So all of these terms leads on to more terminology for you to learn.
Right,
And I
okay.
want you to guess what these are. I just want you to guess.
Okay.
And I'll tell you them, but I want you to guess.
Okay,
So,
okay.
the first
Right.
term is a bias. What is a bias?
A bias.
Mm-hmm.
A bias. Like having a personal bias towards something. So, like someone's favorite person, that
Yes.
person is my bias. Like I am is your bias in Monster X.
Yes. Well done.
Woo! Let's go.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So, what then is a bias wrecker?
What?
What? A bias wrecker. What's a bias wrecker?
A bias wrecker. Maybe like a member of a group that rivals your bias.
Yeah, sort of.
Yo, I'm good at this.
So your bias wrecker, you'll have a bias of every group, right? You'll have a favorite member of every group. The bias wrecker is the danger. They could overtake your bias.
Oh, I see.
So
see.
They rival them in that way.
Yeah.
They are danger. Do not perceive, you know?
The danger.
Great. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly that.
Okay.
So, what then is an ult-bias?
An ult-bias.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wait, ult or alt?
Like ULT.
ULT, ult-bias. What?
Yeah, like ultimate bias.
Ultimate. But well, I mean, like if I think about it, it would be like like ultimate bias would be your favorite member, but that's already bias.
Yeah.
So like I don't understand.
So think like bigger. What if you like more than one group?
Oh, like the ultimate, like your ultimate favorite, like
Yes.
K-pop idol, like of all the groups that you follow.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I was just thinking within one group,
Yeah.
but yeah, okay.
So yeah, you can have a bias of every group, but your ultimate bias is your ultimate favorite. So IM is also my ultimate bias.
Yes, I thought so.
Yeah. So this one, I don't think you're gonna know what this is. But I'm gonna introduce this terminology to you. However, I'm gonna talk about it just a little bit later. But I'm gonna introduce you to the terminology.
Yeah.
What do you think a saesang is?
A what?
A saesang.
A saesang.
Mm-hmm. So I'll give you a hint. This has to do with the fandom, but it's not.
Yeah.
I'm not referring to it as a fan for a reason.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
A saesang?
Yes.
A saesang.
Yes.
Maybe that's like the Korean word for like ultimate stan.
You know what? You're not far off. Yeah.
Yo.
Saesangs are
groupies.
Well, saesangs are
like no?
stalkers. Like
dangerous. Oh my god.
Dangerous fans. Like very toxic fans, and I will tell you a little bit more about that in a little bit. But
don't do that.
Wait till you hear some stories. You're not ready.
Oh my god.
You're not ready for this.
Oh my god. Right. Okay.
So the last one is an auntie. What is an auntie?
An auntie.
Like ANTI, not
it's probably not an auntie, right?
No, not an auntie. An auntie.
An auntie. Someone you just don't like? Like a member of a group that you don't like?
Well, it's kind of more from like a fan perspective. So it's if you're an anti, you are like
a hater.
Yeah.
Yeah. So BTS antis or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Usually
I don't like BTS antis.
No.
Not a fan.
Yeah. It's like it is a whole thing where people will just like actively be like an anti of a group, and it's, you know, very toxic on Twitter. They'll
just like those people that you know, they don't like it, so everyone shouldn't like it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, I hate people like that.
Yeah.
I hate people like that. Like something can not be your cup of tea, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have your right on like your own opinion on stuff, and that's totally fine. But like if you then see someone else liking that thing, and you feel the need to be like, you're actually so bad, like shut up.
It's
just shut up.
Yeah, it's just not. No.
Let people enjoy what they enjoy, god damn it. Like
as long as the thing that someone is enjoying is not hurting anyone.
Exactly.
Leave them alone, actually. You know, it's just I'll never understand that mindset. I don't understand why you would put so much energy into hating something when you could put so much energy into like actively liking something and getting enjoyment.
Just actively liking something else.
Yeah.
You know, like just go enjoy what you enjoy instead of raining down on someone's parade.
Exactly.
Yes.
So,
drop the mic.
Have an exercise for you now.
Oh no.
We've talked about biases and bias wreckers and alt biases.
Yes.
So, Mr. Cobble Wobbles, I would like to find out your biases.
My biases.
So this is based on looks alone. So this is a little bit shallow, but
yeah, it's very shallow.
If I could take a deep dive and show you all of the behind the scenes videos and let you see all their personalities, I would. You just let me know a time, and I'll take you through all that. Disclaimer: this is based on looks, but so we'll start with
usually you shouldn't do this based on looks.
No.
Usually you really shouldn't.
No,
because looks are not all that.
Exactly.
It doesn't really matter that much. Like it's a nice bonus, but it doesn't really matter that much.
Exactly.
Yes. Right.
What I want you to do, I want you to guess my bias of the group, and then I want you to tell me who yours could be potentially.
Yes.
Right. So we'll start with BTS.
Right. We'll start with BTS. Right.
Yeah.
I know a little bit of BTS, but like the names are still like super.
That's fair.
Not there yet. So you're gonna have to go over the names as well.
That's fair.
NS.
Okay. Do you want me to name them? You want me to name them first?
Yeah.
Okay. So starting at the top row, on the left, we have Jungkook. In the middle, we have Jin. And on the right, we have RM, which stands for Rap Monster.
Oh my god, the audacity.
So you can guess that he is part of the rap line.
Really? Oh, I thought it was going to be dance line. Yeah.
RM he's also the leader of the group, and he's fluent in English, and he will be the one that like talks in all the interviews and stuff.
Right.
Okay. So the bottom row, starting from the left again, we have J-Hope. We have Taeyoung, or V is his stage name. Then we have Suga, or Yoongi is his real name. And then at the end we have Jimin.
Right. This is going to be a bit weird for the listeners that don't have like any visuals. But like I can I just like they're all hot.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think everybody, if like everybody, you've seen BTS somewhere, even if you think you haven't. You've seen them somewhere.
Probably you have seen them somewhere. And also like you can Google the names of the people that
we'll also tweet them,
or just
I'll
like Google BTS and like members, and it'll be fine.
Yeah,
and you can go to our Twitter, and it'll be up on our Twitter. Like the photos that we've used in this podcast, like you'll be able to go look over there if you want to have a visual aid or whatever.
I'll have lots of fun tweeting these pictures. It's fine. Don't worry about
it. At Ackshully, yeah.
Yeah.
Your bias is Taehyung.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so proud remembered.
My bias would also be Taehyung.
Nice. Taste.
It's a very pretty boy.
Yeah. Taehyung is known as the stan attractor of BTS.
The stan attractor.
Yeah, he is. So they performed at the Grammys this year, and I
think I saw that performance.
Did you?
I think I saw that. Yeah.
Nice. Well,
because I think you tweeted about it.
Oh yeah, I probably did. Yeah. It was the Grammys. Yeah, it was the Grammys, and he was wearing a white suit. And immediately after their performance, he was like the top trend on Twitter. The top trend was something like, "Who is the man in the white suit?" So everybody wanted to know who Taehyung was, and valid. This extremely valid.
It's very yeah.
So
I think I've already seen like a few like interviews and stuff.
They did a carpool karaoke with James Corden.
Yeah. Well, I don't like that man very much, but
me either. But I did watch that for them. I won't lie. I'll say that.
I did like him in Doctor Who though. James Corden. Yeah. I did like him in Doctor Who. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that. Yeah.
No.
But yeah, Taehyung would be my bias. Okay. Definitely.
Okay.
And like the bias wrecker.
Can you guess who mine is? I'll be so proud of you if you guess this.
It's very difficult, but I think it might be RM.
No, it's not RM.
No?
No.
For me, it is.
Really?
I'm sorry.
You like the rap monster?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
mine.
I think so.
Mine is Jungkook, the one on the top.
Oh
yeah, left.
Yeah. Now, actually, now that you mention it, that tracks.
Yep. Yeah.
Cause you have like a type.
Do I?
Yeah, you do.
What do you mean?
You do. Like there's like they gotta have a certain aesthetic, and that's just like Katy.
Wow.
Wow. Katy is gonna go for that. I'm sorry, but I have to say it. It's the truth.
Okay. I'm being exposed.
Right. Okay.
All right. So next group, we will move on to also I should mention that while we talk about these groups, that every group has a fandom, obviously, and they have names. And BTS's fandom is called ARMY, not the Army, just ARMY.
Just ARMY.
Yeah. I'm
part of ARMY.
I was on my stream once, and my friend Britt was on there with me. We were talking about BTS, and she was like, "Are you in the army?"
Are you in the army? Oh my god!
So if you're a BTS fan, you are ARMY. Yeah.
Our army.
Yes.
Right. I think I'm starting to become part of ARMY.
That makes me so happy.
I honestly it's so weird to like say this because I never thought I would, but like when I listened to BTS the entire night, like I was straight up vibing with a lot of songs.
Yeah. And you said you told me that you really liked Fake Love, which is my favorite BTS song.
Yes, that song is really, really good.
It slaps. Really, really good. Heck yeah. Very proud. I'm so proud. I'm gonna cry. I'm just so proud.
I'm gonna cry.
Right.
Right. Okay.
Next group is ateez.
Mm-hmm.
ateez. ATEEZ.
Right.
They are quite a new group. and they're the babies. They're like in their early 20s, the little ateez boys. So here you go. Here's a picture.
Oh my goodness.
They are, they're just amazing. And actually, the first, so like I said at the very, very start of this episode, there was a member that, you know, Kirsten showed me, said that he looked like the trickster. And he's from this group. He's called Hongjun. He's right in the middle with the silver hair with his leg out in this picture.
Yeah. That's your bias in this group, isn't it?
It's actually not.
Really?
No.
That actually surprises me.
Yeah, he was.
That actually is it your bias? Is it your bias wrecker?
No.
What?
It changed very fast. He was bias wrecked by another member.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I'll name them for you.
Right. Yes.
But there is a couple more. A couple more. Right. Okay. So top left at the back.
Yes.
That is Mingy.
With the red hair.
Yeah.
With the red hair.
That is Mingy.
Yeah. Mingy.
With the lilac hair next to him. That is Woo Young.
Woo Young. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then we have got Songhwa.
Yeah.
In the black.
Right.
Then we've got San.
Right.
Very, his expression is Yeah.
I think that's your bias.
I don't know. Then we've got Yunho.
Is it? It is.
It's not. It's not.
Bias wrecker then.
Yeah, San is my bias wrecker. Yeah. Then at the front on the left we have Yosang.
Right.
Then again we've got Hongjun in the middle.
Yeah.
And then over at the right hand side we have Junho. He is the baby of the group. He is the maknae.
Yeah, but I think he might be your bias.
The baby of the group.
Yeah.
Nope.
No?
Nope. I feel like this one, I don't know, this one may not be as obvious.
Yeah, it might not be. Is it the one with the red hair?
Nope.
It's the one with the lilac hair?
Nope.
Oh my God. I'm going to stop guessing now. You could just go ahead and tell me.
Yeah. My bias of ateez is Yunho, the one on the top right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, valid.
Yeah.
Valid.
Yeah. Who would you choose?
I mean, purely based on this picture, my bias would be like the one in the middle.
Hongjun. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With his leg out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's great.
Yeah.
He's great.
Yeah. And my bias wrecker would be the baby of the group.
The baby of the group, Junho. Yeah. It's good. Taste.
The maknae.
I mean,
they're
all yes, good. Well done.
Hey, I'm learning. I'm big brain in this.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, they're ateez are they, I believe. I'm not a K-pop expert. I should say this. Like, yeah, in the middle of the episode, I'll say this. I'm not a K-pop expert. I have only liked K-pop for a couple of months. So yeah, this shows you when I like something, I really do get into it. So, but I do believe that ateez were formed through a survival show as well. And ateez were just supposed to be like a dance group. They are all incredible dancers. But of course they can also sing and rap and literally everything else. So they are a properly fully fledged idol group.
Okay.
And ateez fans are called ateeny.
I'm a teeny little bit of a fan.
Yeah.
Right.
I think if you
I haven't heard any of their music.
I need to say I genuinely feel like you would like ateez. I genuinely they have some absolute bops for real.
I can you can send me a playlist or whatever.
Nice.
Or an album that you really like.
Y'all heard it here. Yeah, this is the evidence. Thank you. It's recorded.
Go ahead.
And then,
yes.
last but not least, we have Monster X.
Monster X. Yeah, I knew you were gonna. I knew it.
Now,
I knew it.
Listen, my K-pop journey started with BTS. I love BTS, but Monster X they're it for me. They are it.
I am is your ult-bias, right?
Yes, he is.
G.
This is Monster X.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. To describe the photo, they're all in like black leather outfits and looking really sexy at the camera.
Right. So
yes,
the members.
Right.
Okay. So on the back left, we have Minhyuk. Then we have Shonu.
Wait, in the front or the back?
The back. The back. Yeah. Beside Shonu is the man himself, I Am. And then beside I Am, we have Hyungwon. And then the two at the front, the one on the left is Joohoney, and the one on the right is Kihyun.
Right. So I Am is your bias and ult bias.
Yes.
What was the one in the bottom left again?
That is Joohoney.
Joohoney. Yeah, that's your bias wrecker.
Yes. How did you know that?
because he just screams Katy's bias wrecker. Like I cannot explain it. But yeah.
I thought you were gonna say you'd heard me say this before, but you're really you're reading me right now. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
My bias, judging from this photo, might also be I Am, to be honest.
All right, that's acceptable, but listen, he's mine.
And bias wrecker would also be Joohoney, actually.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Monster X are fabulous.
I need to listen more of their I've only listened like the one song that you sent me of them, I think.
My goodness. You're in for a journey.
And I need to listen to their other stuff. I hearted them on Spotify.
Oh, nice. I'm so proud.
I did,
I'm so proud. I'm gonna cry. Well, Monster X fans are called Monbibis. Is that not the cutest shape ever heard?
You are pranking me right now. That is not real.
No, it is
what?
real.
Monbibis?
Yeah, Monbibis.
I will gladly be a Monbibi. What? Of course I'll be a Monbibi. What? That's the cutest name ever.
Isn't it?
For a fandom. What?
I am a Monbibi.
Yes. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I just decided. The name of the fandom sold me.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. And
right.
I love them very much. And also, I could talk about him all day, but I Am is also a solo artist. He has his own solo stuff also, and it's very good. Yes. Anyway, I can't talk about that man too much without yeah.
Otherwise, we're gonna sit here for another hour.
Yes.
Or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6.
Yeah, pretty much. So you've seen what they look like, these groups at least. And the thing with K-pop groups is that K-pop fans are fed. K-pop fans do not go hungry or get like crumbs of content. When you enter the world,
they get like spoon-fed content.
Yeah, all day,
like
long,
all the time,
every single day. Yes.
Yeah.
So
I've heard you talk about this with Kirsten, and and I think Brit as well.
Oh yeah, it's like for example, like they will do so many TV shows, they'll do so many appearances. Like idols' schedules are like packed 24/7, and some of them are also K-drama actors. So Yunho from ateez, he's in my favorite K-drama. So
right,
that's why I actually started watching it. Actually, so yeah, the thing as well with all of that content comes a lot of change. So every single album that they bring out, every time a K-pop group brings out an album, it's called a comeback. It's very dramatic.
What, every album?
Yes.
Every album is called a comeback?
Every album is called a comeback. Yeah. So when they first like take off, it's called their debut. And then when they bring out an album, it's called a comeback. So
right. Okay, so imagine like writers doing this. Like Stephen King, who publishes 2 books a year. Like, y'all, this is my comeback.
It's very dramatic.
Beautiful.
It's very dramatic. And Monster X are in the middle of a comeback right now. I did pre-order their album. I did. Right. Yeah, so every time they do a comeback, they'll have like a new concept. They'll be like a different style, a different aesthetic. And the one thing that is quite heartbreaking if you find these idols aesthetically pleasing is that they love to change their hair. So if you get attached to an idol with very pretty hair, likelihood is they will not have that hair in a couple of months. So that changes a lot. So yeah, and like they just have so much content. They do so many things. BTS even have their own TV show called Run BTS, and there's like over 100 episodes of it where they just get them to do like goofy things all the time. So there is endless amounts of content if you're a K-pop fan. Yeah. Okay. It's great. So like all of this stuff is just, wonderful. And K-pop, it makes me very happy, makes a lot of people very happy. But I personally don't think that you can be a K-pop fan without like acknowledging that there's a lot of darker sides to the industry. Yeah. And there's
the dark side.
Yeah.
So there's so much that I could talk about, but I will condense it just for the sake of the podcast, actually. But there's a lot of stuff within the K-pop industry that just makes it a little bit toxic sometimes and a little bit questionable sometimes. And over time, these things have changed. They are changing, but it's still not like absolutely perfect. And there's like a lot of conversations where it's like, well, how can you still be a K-pop fan when this stuff happens? And I guess it's just sort of like, I don't know, it could happen with anything. It depends where you put your support and the companies that you
I mean, like into. there's also a lot of bad stuff in the gaming industry. There's also a lot of bad stuff in the film industry and the TV show industry. Like there's bad side. Like if you cannot enjoy something that has a bad side, you literally can't enjoy anything.
Nope.
Because like there's bound to be like dark stuff in every sector, in every piece of entertainment.
Yes.
Like there is bad stuff always.
It's not always.
And it's just, I think like if you enjoy stuff like this, it's just important to acknowledge that this bad stuff is happening.
Yeah.
And that it's not okay, and that you acknowledge that, and that you be vocal about that, because maybe someday that might then change.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And like,
so yes,
with newer K-pop groups, it's getting better. Like one of the biggest problems that has been quite a thing, especially in the aesthetics side of K-pop, is cultural appropriation. And there a lot. So idols don't really have a say over the styles. It depends what company they're with and what their contracts are like, but they don't tend to get a say on the things that they wear for music videos and live performances. Like, it's all done by stylists. So a lot of stylists for companies have put idols in dreads and all that kind of, like, a lot of cultural appropriation, but dreads is like one of the biggest problems.
Yeah.
And ateez were actually called out a while ago because Hongjun was put in cornrows, I think. And, you know, the fans were like, this is not okay. This is cultural appropriation. And Hongjun himself and the company made a statement about it. They apologized, and it hasn't happened since. So that's good. But there's other companies where this stuff happens like over and over and over, and they never change it. So it's like where your support actually goes.
Yeah.
And it's like the same conversation that we were having earlier. There's a lot of like cultural differences when it comes to K-pop and Korean culture, and I think it's that like idea of things being perfect all the time when it just it can't be.
Isn't.
Yeah
it can be.
Yeah,
there's no way.
Nope.
There's no way.
Nope. So another one of the, like, I mean, there's a lot of dark sides to the industry. Like, I'm sure you've heard of, like, I feel like everyone kind of knows about the way idols are worked. Their schedules are 24/7. There's like extreme diet culture.
Oh my God.
Yeah, especially
like I can imagine that like IM can't just go to like a snack bar to grab like a pack of fries and a good old burger.
Nope.
Like that's not something that he can do, is it?
No, it is not. They have very
which is very sad.
Very strict,
I would be very sad.
Very strict diet culture, especially the girl groups, which is really sad. And it depends like what company they're with. Like each K-pop group will be under a different company. Like, for example, BTS's company is called Big Hit. Monster X are under Starship. So the companies set like the rules for the idols, what they can and can't do, and some will be more lenient than others, and some will be super strict.
But like it's basically being controlled. Like every bit of your life is being controlled by a company in that case. And that would make me like super freaking depressed.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
I don't think I can imagine what that's like.
Yeah, especially because when they're at the levels of fame that BTS, for example, are like, with the pressure that comes along with that as well.
My goodness.
It's a lot. But the thing is, like, again, people will be like, how can you support an industry like this? And, you know, a lot of fans, like, they care about the actual idols themselves. So what can happen if you stop putting monetary support towards these groups? Then the companies will, if they have a comeback, for example, that doesn't go well, and this keeps happening, they'll just disband them. They won't be a thing anymore.
They'll just cancel them.
Yeah. So, and
they won't be seen anywhere anymore.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So
it's
hard, and it's definitely, the industry has to, there's just a lot of things that has to get better.
About, so I, like, you told me this before, but like the dating situation.
Yes, the dating situation. So a lot of companies will have very, very strict no dating rules for idols. And it doesn't happen with every company, but I believe that BTS, Monster X, and ateez are all under dating bans. There is a group that I like called Stray Kids, and only recently has their dating ban been lifted, so they are actually allowed. Their company allows them to date. But the reason that they do this is because idols should be seen as accessible to the fans.
Yeah, but that's just that's so friggin'
yes.
That's so freaking twisted because like there has to be a boundary between like the artist and the fandom.
Absolutely.
Like there has to be a boundary, like the same way that we have boundaries like on with our content creation and the people that consume our content. Like there has to be a boundary there that cannot like that isn't supposed to be crossed. And like things like this, like they're not allowed to date is like a signal to those fans, like it's okay to harass these people.
Yes. So this
like it's okay to like go overboard and like stalk these people. Like
this is exactly why
it's not okay.
So this is why, like we touched on it earlier, this is why sasangs exist. These are like the wild stalker fans. That's how and like why they exist, because basically the reason that they make idols look accessible is because these companies believe that a single idol is way easier to market than someone who's like spoken for. Because
that is so disgusting.
Yeah, it's like the mindset of like fans could have a chance with these idols, or like you're seen, if you're a fan, you're seen as like their ideal type, right? That's how it's like marketed. And obviously that has so many problems, and it makes me so uncomfortable, and I can't imagine what it's like for the idols to have to like deal with that. And this is not to like completely fangirl over this K-drama that I'm watching, but I'm watching a K-drama called Imitation right now, and it's actually all about the K-pop industry and these two idols who are in two different groups, a boy group and a girl group, and they're trying to date, and it's quite heartbreaking actually, because they're not allowed, and it's very pressured. There was I think the group is called EXO, and I believe one of their members got married and had a kid, and there was protests to get him removed from the group.
What?
Fans called him selfish. And
what the actual crap? The fans are the ones being selfish in that scenario.
Yeah.
Like, what the frick are you talking about?
Yeah.
You did.
I mean, it's more so these sasangs than like just normal fans. Like normal fans are not going to be like this, but this is kind of like the culture that this like dating ban breeds.
Yeah, honestly, like I'd be happy for them if they
Right?
found someone.
Exactly.
Like, I would be happy for them.
Exactly. So,
but yeah, that's
yeah, the like sasangs are considered to be literal stalkers. Like a lot of them will be blacklisted by companies because they can go to extreme lengths to harass idols. Like, I don't know, freaking.
But do those companies not see that they're part of that problem?
I mean, they should.
Like,
they should.
They're part of the problem. Like by doing these like no dating policies and stuff. Like that's how you create those people. Yeah,
it is, and it's definitely something that really, really, really has to change, and that's why. Like I said before, Stray Kids, they're quite a new group. They're very baby. They're only like in their like very early 20s, so they're very, very new, and their company has lifted their dating ban. So it's slowly changing. But yeah, it shouldn't be a thing at all, but it is just sort of how I don't know, the foundation of like K-pop and idols as a thing has grown and become like really mainstream. But yeah,
that's really forked up actually.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like I can't imagine just, you know, being an idol, being super wildly famous that you can't like go anywhere, you're recognized, and also that you just like, what if you met someone and you either had to choose between your career and being okay in that sense, or like just being with someone that you really love, Like, it's just really sad. This is exactly what that K-drama is that I'm watching.
That's really freaking sad.
Yeah.
Holy freaking crap.
And there's theories and stuff that some of the members of BTS are like married, and if that was the case, they would have to be masters of secrecy, because BTS are like the biggest K-pop group in the world, so that would
be insane if they like could have like kept that under wraps and stuff. That would legit be like insane.
Yeah. So,
like, holy crap.
Like, for real, it would be master of secrecy. Like, it would be wild. And also, if it did come out that one of BTS was dating someone, that would also be wild. I can only imagine how Twitter would explode if that was to happen. Yeah. And usually if these kind of things happen, like if if there's rumors of idols dating, they call it a scandal. It's usually called a scandal.
Oh, it's not a scandal. It's just love.
It's love.
Freaking heck.
Yeah, just let them be in love. So yeah, there's more. You could go like way more in depth, but as much joy and stuff as K-pop brings a lot of people, I don't believe that you.
Are there some like stories about like crazy fans?
Oh yeah,
that have happened to these people, or like
yeah. So there was like one girl in particular who, I think it was Taeyoung from BTS, that she was stalking, I guess, and she's actually blacklisted from BTS's company because every time they got off a flight at an airport, she would somehow be there. She would know. And she would walk in front of Taeyoung. I think it was Taeyoung. It was either Taeyoung or Jungkook. I can't remember. But she would walk in front of them. And either wasn't wearing like any like underwear or like trousers, or it looked like she wasn't wearing any. So it would make you look, and try to always get their attention. And even though she didn't touch them or anything, still sexual harassment.
Yeah, of course.
Very uncomfortable.
Of course, that's still sexual harassment.
And yeah, she was blacklisted from Big Hit, which is BTS's company.
Rightly so.
Yeah. So
what's the actual crap?
Yeah. Even like, saesangs can go to all sorts of levels, like stalking and even like death threats and stuff like that. It's truly like stalker fan level scary stuff.
I swear.
But thankfully, that is not, I think like one of the things that puts people off K-pop is the fandom. But I mean, there's these problems with like all fandoms, like every kind of.
Oh yeah.
I just think celebrity culture as a whole breeds this kind of stalker fan kind of idea.
Definitely. And also like there'll be people talking about like toxic fandoms and stuff, and then in the meantime they're talking about, I don't know, Rick and Morty or Doctor Who or whatever, and then I'm like, well, I mean, you're kind of part of one.
Exactly.
Like
there's toxicity everywhere.
There's toxicity in every fandom. There's just fandoms where it's more prevalent than others, obviously.
Yes.
But like there's like, for instance, recently, like I've been getting back into like a lot of Ratchet and Clank stuff because Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart came out, and I'm a huge Ratchet and Clank fan. But I never really like dabbled into like what like the general public and like the general fan base of Ratchet and Clank thinks about the Ratchet and Clank franchise and stuff. And like I found out that there's like a bunch of people inside of that fandom that are like hating on anything past the original trilogy.
Oh no.
That I'm like, but what? Like there's some really good stuff that happened past the original like trilogy of games.
Yeah.
And there's these people that just like they hate everything that Insomniac puts out around.
I don't
like
get that.
Ratchet and Clank, and it's like it's a continuation of what you love, and like the core of the characters hasn't really changed all that much. Like there's still Ratchet and Clank, and I just like it showed me that truly in every freaking fandom there's toxicity.
Yeah.
Like it's everywhere.
For real.
Sadly.
Yeah. And I think that for some reason, I guess it's maybe Stan Twitter that it gives K-pop a bad name because, you know, K-pop fans on Twitter can be wild. They're powerful in good and bad ways. Like when BTS brought out the video for Butter recently, the fans had they had goals to get them to certain views, like billions of views. Like they had goals and they were doing it and they succeeded. Like ARMY, not to be fucked with. But yeah, it makes me sad that the fandom can give it such a bad name because there's a lot of joy to be found in it. But I also just think it's important to recognize that it has its issues, and that's But that concludes my lecture on K-pop.
Right. I've learned a lot.
Yeah, I feel like you have.
I've learned my biases, my bias wreckers. I've learned who my ult-bias is.
Wait. Who's your ult-bias? We didn't.
Did we not?
No. Out of those three groups.
I am.
Okay, right. Taste.
Taste. Look at him.
But listen.
Taste.
Listen.
And I'm not just saying that because that's your alt. That's your alt bias. I'm not just saying that because
you just copy me.
No, I'm not just copying.
Stealing my man.
I swear.
All right.
I swear. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's He's actually
yeah. So what you're saying is you're gonna we're gonna watch some K-pop videos sometime, and you're gonna take a deep dive with me, and you're not gonna say no.
Let's start with me listening to some albums.
All right.
Fine, let's start with that. Let's start with that. And if you have any pictures of, Taeyoung and IM,
yeah,
you're always welcome to send them over to me.
Will do. It's not like my Instagram Explorer page is just covered in IM pictures. That me? No. What? No. Right. What are you talking about?
Right. Sure. Okay, but I think then that concludes our second episode of our Ackshully podcast.
It does.
Yeah. Let us know via Twitter or Instagram or the YouTube comments what the word was that you can puzzle together with the letters scattered throughout this episode. Because we'd love to see it. We'd love to see it.
Yeah.
You can follow the podcast on multiple social medias. You can follow us on the Twitters, where it's just at Ackshully. You can follow us on Instagram, where it's also at Ackshully. And it would mean the world to us if you share our podcast with someone you think might enjoy it. That would be really, 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 really cool.
Yeah.
And if you want to see more of me and Katy outside of the podcast sphere, you can follow us on our Twitch channels and our YouTube channels if you so desire, or on Twitter as well, or on Instagram as well. You choose.
We're all over the place.
For me, it's Mr. Cobble Wobbles on everything. Just anything / Mr. Cobble Wobbles at Mr. Cobble Wobbles.
Yeah.
And for Katy,
it is Hateno Crossings, or
yes,
Hateno Crossings.
You have to stop saying that if you want people to actually call you Hateno Crossings.
I started doing it ironically, and now I can't stop, actually. Also, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify, feel free to leave us a review because that would be really cool. We'd love to know what you think.
Nice.
We would love to know what you think of our podcast. And our next episode, Cobble, what's our next episode gonna be about?
Our next episode is actually gonna be about time travel. Yeah.
Ooh.
The concept of time travel.
Yep.
And how it would work and how we think it works and all that good stuff.
Yep.
It's gonna be fun, I hope.
Yep.
It'll be fun.
Ready to use every single part of my singular brain cell to talk about time travel.
Yes. Let's freaking do it. Anyways, thank you so much for listening.
Thank you.
And watching, maybe if you're watching it on YouTube. Thank you so much for listening to our podcast. We really appreciate it.
Yes.
And this is a little bit of what the next episode will sound like. Yeah, so your like experiences with time travel is mainly just like fiction, right?
Yeah. I don't have any like personal experiences of time travel, unfortunately.
Any personal experiences? Imagine if you did. That would be.
Imagine if now I just told you, like,
God.
Actually,
time
Cobble,
travel.
I am from the future. I'm here to tell you about my experience. I've been waiting for this moment, actually.
Oh my God. The whole reason why I wanted to start this podcast with you is just because I could expose the future to the world.